Welcome back. We are in the Hyundai Ioniq 5. I've had it out here, put it to work this week at the largest aviation gathering in the world, running around the airport here doing miscellaneous and various and sundries during the week, and it's proven quite a trusty companion because it's basically an air-conditioned, really nice golf cart with a whole lot more power than any golf cart I've ever been in my life. You've got protection from the elements, and that's really what this thing is. It's just a big, comfortable, fast golf cart with room for 5 and your stuff. But the Ioniq 5 is really comfortable. The packaging is awesome. It's super comfortable. If all you do week in, week out is drive kids to school, go grocery shopping, drive to and from work, and your work is, 10 miles or 5 miles or 15 miles away, this is a really good vehicle. You wouldn't have to charge it but once a week. Maybe on Sunday afternoon you plug it in. You get it on greater than 250 kilowatt charger, and Hyundai claims 18 minutes. That's pretty quick. It's not gas station quick, but it's quick. But I really wish that full charge, this thing had a 400-mile range. When you get to that point, that's when people will start adopting these electric vehicles. I really believe that. The inside is so nice. There's nifty things like the panoramic roof. The cover for that splits from the center. Awesome. It goes both directions. You can't pop this up at all, which is okay. You don't really need to open it. It's got a frunk, sort of, a big rear hatch, lots of room in the back. You've got a flat load floor. You've got a flat floor through the whole cabin, which is awesome. It sounds like it's just a, whatever, big deal, but it is a big deal. You can do things like this center console, which slides fore and aft. You can give the people in the back a little more room. There are USB ports in this center thing. What's interesting is they're all USB-A. There's no USB-C ports in here. I think Hyundai will probably change that in years to come. There's also wireless charging in this center console, which is awesome considering that the thing moves. Then you got this armrest here with more storage inside. Sweet! That was really cool. And all this room under here, I can throw basically a suitcase underneath this. In the back, there's all sorts of room. I can sit behind myself with room to spare. And that's saying something in what is the equivalent of a compact SUV. Hyundai claims that the Ioniq 5 is a compact SUV with the room of a large or full-size sedan. And I do not argue with that statement in the least. That is 100% accurate. The controls and everything are really well laid out. There's a 12.3-inch screen right in front of me, digital cockpit. There's a 12.3-inch touchscreen, which works really well. Get your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is standard on the Ioniq 5 across the board, no matter which model you get, S, SE, SEL, Limited, doesn't matter. You get that as standard, and it works really nice. Unlike a lot of other, just where it's touch sensitive, haptic, whatever, for controls, these I think you could kind of learn where they are. You could also talk to the car and have it do that stuff for you. But then there's these nice hard buttons. Thank you, Hyundai, for actually including hard buttons. What's worth mentioning is the Hyundai Ioniq 5 comes standard with Hyundai's Smart Sense, which is basically all the safety things, all of them, like rear cross traffic, front parking things, the surround view camera, blind spot, like literally everything, emergency braking if you're going to hit somebody, all of the things. It's got all of the things as standard. Also, the Ioniq 5 is the first Hyundai to have Hyundai's Highway Driving Assist 2, which basically lets you go hands-free. You shouldn't go hands-free. It'll warn you to put your hands back on the steering wheel after you're driving without touching the steering wheel for a little while. But It navigates bends. It's really, really good for a system that they're saying is not autonomous. Another cool feature in the Ioniq 5 is a head-up display, but this one has what Hyundai calls augmented reality. So it'll show you when cars are around you. It can give you driving instructions if you've got a destination set into your nav, all in the head-up display so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. Well done, Hyundai. Let's talk about some of the mechanical stuff. You've got shift paddles. Wait, what? It's an electric car. It's a single-speed transmission. This is not for shifting, however. This is for basically the amount of regen that the Ioniq 5 is going to give you, which affects the accelerator pedal. Right now, I'm on what Hyundai calls I-pedal. So there's 4 different levels. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then I-pedal. So now I'm in level 1. So if I step in the accelerator and I let go, I just sort of coast. So I'm gonna do that right now. Now I'm coasting. 15 miles an hour, it's dropping down a little bit. So on the left pedal, I click it up. Now I'm on level 2. I slow down just a little bit quicker. Then I go to level 3. And I slow down a little bit quicker. And then I go to I-pedal, which is max. And that's really one pedal driving. The one thing I don't like about the I-pedal is I've had it on all week, pretty much all day, every day. And every time I get in and start it up, I have to do that again. It doesn't stay in I-pedal. It goes back down to 3, level 3. I wish cars would just leave them in the settings that I have them in, so that when you get in, it's where you want it to be. So there's a couple different ways you can get your Ioniq 5. You can get it as a rear-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive. There's a base sort of model that they call the standard range, and that's got 125 kilowatt motor that's good for 168 horsepower, equal to 168 horsepower, and 258 pound-feet of torque with a range of about 220 miles when it's fully charged. And then also in the rear-wheel drive, you can jump up to a longer range battery and motor combo, and that's 168 kilowatt battery or 225 horsepower with 258 pound-feet of torque. And in that, guys, it's good for over 300 miles according to Hyundai. 303 miles on a full charge, which is pretty awesome. Then you can get the all-wheel drive, which is what we have. And that's got a 74 kilowatt motor and a 165 kilowatt motor paired up, one on the front, one on the back, for a total combined output of 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque, but you do lose a little bit of range. It's only got about 256 miles of range according to Hyundai. So let's talk about the outside, the appearance. It's got this parabolic design with these crisscrossy lines and so on and so forth. The lights are amazing up on the front. The whole front end lights up. The whole rear end lights up. It's got the performance to back up the looks. 0 to 60 is really fast. Off the line, up to about 45 miles an hour, it's sort of a neck snapper. And that's 60. Whew. So yeah, it does go pretty quick. Now here's the real benefit of this car. You can sneak up on people and run them over. I'm just kidding. The real benefit for this car is all week I've been cruising at 5 to 15 miles an hour. And when I got it up on the highway and at speed, I was surprised at the wind noise that it generates. The car's quiet. This Ioniq 5 is actually really, really quiet. You get up to 70, 75 miles an hour and it's quite windy, but it's because there's no engine noise. There's nothing to sort of drown out the wind and what you hear from it naturally. But this right here, perfect. The ride is really good. The sound system, it's a Bose sound system, and it's really nice. All in all, this is really a great package. And I'm really impressed. Hyundai, you're killing it right now. The Santa Cruz, the Swiss Army knife of the automotive world, awesome. I love that thing. The Elantra N, the Veloster N, even the Kona N. You know, because we like the performance models. Fantastic. The only other thing that really surprised me about the Ioniq 5 is that it does handle. When you put it in sport mode, which I'm going to do right now, so now we're in normal, now we're in sport. Again, yeah, this is one pedal in sport. On, off. And then it slows down a little more gradually than it does in Eco. Okay, but going around this turn, woo, we're going to lose my light. Woo! You can really hustle this thing. You can really hustle this thing. The battery is below your butt, down on the floor. All that weight is down there. And the Ioniq 5, unlike several other electric vehicles, doesn't feel that heavy. It doesn't feel as heavy as it really is. It's not super light, but it's not overly portly either. And it's just, if you want to hustle this thing around and take this corner, and oh yeah, you can do that quick. Woof. It's fun. It's really fun. So, I'm not sold yet. I need more range or faster charging or something to get me on board the EV train. I still think the right thing to do is put a little gas-powered or gasoline engine, a little internal combustion engine, like a 3-cylinder or something, as a generator just for the battery, not to drive the wheels, just as a battery charger. I think that would be very cool. And then some of that range anxiety would probably go away. But all in all, Hyundai Ioniq 5, awesome. This thing, fully loaded, 56 grand. The rear-wheel drive standard range starts at 39. So somewhere between 40 and 55 would be an Ioniq 5 for you. Well done, Hyundai.